Final race on the programme at Sha Tin. 1,200 metres is the trip. It's a Class 3 contest. And we have a field of 12 heading to post, headed by young legends. Alfie Jerry Chow taking £10 off his back from barrier number 4. Super Rich blinkers on. He's 2 from 2 course and distance. Inner Flame sees a return to the track as well. He's won 3 of his 4 starts so far. Happy Fortune makes his Hong Kong debut. Pinghai Bravo, a 2-time course and distance winner. Beaten odds on favourite though last time out. President's Choice comes up in class, gets the inside gate. He's on a hat-trick. And Elegair, good run behind Kaying Legend, 2 starts back, and 5th to Relentless Me. Last time out, Derek Long will be in the saddle up there. Now, made my way across to the touchscreen to have a look at the speed map here and a couple of key races as well. As far as the speed is concerned, Tom, it's Inner Flame, he'll jump from a wide gate here. He comes out of barrier number 11, but Joe Moreira, I'd imagine, will be trying to find the front and dictate things. Yeah,
I don't know if it's going to be plain sailing totally for Inner Flame, because he completely missed the start last time out when he raced very flat. And in his recent barrier trial, he was slow away as well. So I don't think it's a given that he'll find the front here in a Flame if he's not quick away. Horses like Young Legend and Pinghai Bravo can sort of assume handy positions from gate number 4 and also gate number 3. Got Tom Style there. Hilaku Knight's been disappointing. Happy Fortune, there's a lot of money for him early in the markets. He's drawn out in gate number 10 and could find it a little bit awkward out there. But I don't think it's total plain sailing from the get-go for Inner Flame, because he did miss the start last time out and he did miss his start in the recent barrier trial. All right, exciting to have him back. How's he looked at track work, Paul?
Yeah, not too bad, actually. You can see him here now. He's under a really good hold as he comes down. He's had that little bit of a spell. I think it's done him wonders. He's had that trial, as Tom was talking about. But look, he looks good. He moves nicely. So I think he's primed for a good run. Big Energy, look, he's done nothing wrong, really, in his 4 starts since he's been here. He's caught the eye really nicely and was a good run behind Quadruple Double last time. So I think he's a horse going well at the moment, is Big Energy. And President's Choice, talking about horses going well, I mean, his last 2 wins have both been very good. Michael Chang, he's been going pretty well himself this season, and the horse is rock hard fit, I think.
All right, OK. Well, we started with the Inner Flame there in the track work. Let's start with him here as well, speaking with trainer Douglas White.
Inner Flame, Douglas, not ideal what happened with him last time, hitting his head in the gates. How's he been since then?
Since then, he's been OK. It's taken me, I gave him a break, and it's taken me a while to get him back on song. He's, both his trials since that have been pleasing. Joe's been very complimentary of the horse. Look, he's drawn very awkward, unfortunately, but he's fit enough to go back to the races and give a good account of himself.
Did you have to do some re-education work at the barriers with him?
I've put him through the barriers, and I think he's his own worst enemy. He wants to get in the gates, and he doesn't want to hurt you. He just wants to get out and do his job. He's a pure athlete, and he wants to get on with his job. So, you know, Joe knows him well. He's trialled him twice, and he should be okay.
Dogs are barking about this horse, guys, right from the very start. He's been favourite on each occasion, but Tom, as we heard there, nothing went right for him last time out. It's just a case of can he bounce back here? Yeah, well, he was slow out in the end at the start, hit his head and then raced very flat after that. So it was quite a poor performance from him. And you would have seen in that trial there that he did miss the start. So got reservations on whether he can find the front or not.
Yeah, I don't think he necessarily has to lead, though. That's the thing. He's quite a versatile horse. As Douglas said in that interview, that Joe knows the horse. He's trialled him well. And they were quiet trials. So it'll be interesting to see what tactics they do use.
All right, well, let's have a look at some of his main rivals on the day. Starting off with Super Rich, who, as I mentioned before, has a perfect record, course and distance. It's 2 from 2 with Zach Purton in the saddle, Tom. Yeah,
he's been a bit hard to follow this season. He's had 6 runs just for that one place, and that was 2 runs ago over 1,400 metres when beaten favourite there behind Pick. And his last couple of wins, or his wins off 64 and 74, were both over 1,200 metres. So here he is, 78. Zach Purton sticks with him, but I just think he's been a bit hard to follow. I know he's got the blinkers on this time, but I didn't find a spot for him in the end.
No, I didn't either. I left him out. You're right, he's a hard horse to catch. And I just wonder if he's still too high in the ratings.
Like, he did look like he was going to be really promising in the early part of his career, because they had designs on the 4-year-old series, but it's just gone downhill from there.
Yeah. I think he's worth giving another chance back in trip here, back to the 1,200 metres. I think that will suit better, and far from disgrace there as well, running behind Pickham. Might get a leg up earlier on in the afternoon. We'll keep going though. Next horses we can have a look at is Big Energy, who's done well from limited opportunities so far. That's him right at the back of the pack, eventually finishing in 3rd place here. And Halaku Knight, Tom, yeah, what do you think of him?
Yeah, well, he ran home in 22.2 last time out Mig Energy. He's had 4 runs here, a 6th, 2 5ths, and this was his best run here for a 3rd. So he's basically last on the home turn. Looked like he just got slightly hampered there between runners, but was able to thread the needle to the outside there of Halaku Knight and get into a position where he was able to run on. So it wasn't all plain sailing for him last time out, but I think he keeps improving, Paul.
He does, and that's the key for him. And I just really like the way he hit the line here when he did get up there for 3rd. So he was, you know, he lost his momentum, but he's a nice horse, Mig Energy, I think. And the more I see of him, the more I like him.
Yeah, I'd fall into that category as well. Halaku Knight finding it harder to make a winning case for him, but they put a crossover noseband back on, see if that'll help him out. Any next horse we can have a look at is President's Choice, Paul. Now, in theory, drawing the gate that he has, the barrier 1 should be an advantage, but he seems to be, certainly on his 2 wins so far, he's been happy out wide, flashing home. Yeah,
that's a little query. I agree with you there, Andrew. I don't know if 1 is absolutely ideal for him. Look, there's plenty of ability there, and he did hit the line really strongly, did President's Choice. He's now here up into Class 3. I definitely think he's up to this grade. I've got 1 to beat him, but I still think he'll run pretty well.
Yeah, I'm going to go with him here. Gate 1 might not totally be ideal with his racing style that we've seen his last 2 runs, but he won that pretty comfortably there over the final stages. So I think he's got a big place here in this field. He's going to have his say, certainly, and Michael Chang, I think, does rate the horse quite highly.
This is an interesting runner, the first starter in Happy Fortune. Now, he showed a little bit of dash in this trial, Tom, but his wins in Ireland have been up to only 2,300 metres. He said him to sort of a 1.5 mile sort of territory, but debuts here over the 12.
Yeah, I looked at that 1,200 metres after wins from, a mile up to 2,250 metres. He was known as Franklin when he raced over in Ireland. He actually won 2 days in a row. He won over 1,800 metres on the 11th of September by over 4 lengths. Then he came out a day later back to 1,600 metres and won again. They were back-to-back victories there by 2.3 lengths. Got to the line there okay, but he's just had that 1 trial. So, and the 1,200 metres sort of put me off a bit as well, and the stable's not exactly firing.
Yeah, £1,058 for him. Yeah, I prefer to see him over a lot longer than this.
All right, Pinghai Bravo, who won 2 starts back, landed the odds there, but was costly last time, Paul.
He was, wasn't he? Look, he's gone out, 1.6 favourite in his last couple of starts. He did win one of them, to be fair. Look, I've got him in on a minor line, but he was very costly, as you mentioned.
I didn't put him in because he's obviously got some internal issues, because he had blood in the trachea last time out when 6th, and he's had 2 trials because he failed the vet after his trial when he ran 3rd on the 21st of April. So there was blood in the trachea after that barrier trial. So obviously there's just a few internal niggling issues there that have stopped me from putting him in this time round.
Yeah, same sort of theory as far as I'm concerned as well, but he did squeak in on a minor line. Favourite here, Paul, Young Legend.
Yeah, I haven't got him in. I think maybe with Jerry Chow aboard, he might be just a little bit overbet, Young Legend. So I've got in a flame on top. The spell's done him well, I think. And he's a horse that can really go places. So he's on top, President's Choice, the hardest to beat, and has got the pull and the weights. Mig Energy is a horse on the way up. I thought those 3 all clear, and then I put Pinghai Bravo in for 4th. 3, 11, 5 and 8.
Similar numbers for me, but I've gone with the 11 on top, President's Choice for Michael Chang and Karis Teton. Drawn gate number 1, he's in the market at the moment, is President's Choice at 6 and 2.5. Got 3 in that is in a flame. That's my Quinella. Mig Energy number 5. And Alligear, it hasn't been plain sailing for him. He's on 63 at the moment. Was only beaten 2 lengths last time out. Of course, unlucky 3 back. So 11, 3, 5 and 12.
Same Quinella for me as well, the 11 and the 3. I think Super Rich is interesting at that sort of price, dropping back to the 1,200 metres. Now, the stats coming into this meeting, the last 7 race meetings, Paul, we're looking at the figures for John Moore. Is absolutely flying.
Yeah, basically, look, he's had the 53 runners in the last 7 meetings. He's getting all his stable out there at 12 wins, 5 seconds, 6 thirds. Let's have a look at his runners. Aero Flash is a chance. Golden Bolt, I think, probably needs to improve. Sprint Forward, a chance. Kirpiney's a chance as well from limited thing. I like Orr. I think Orr can go well. Helena Baby needs a flood, and the Halaku Knight there needs to improve a little bit. So all his runners, I think Orr's the best chance.
All right, he's 11 behind Ricky Yu in the trainer's title race. He couldn't catch him, could he, before the end of the season?
No.
Best bets, Paul, what do we like?
Chevalier Prince for me. He only had the one start. It was a really good run. I think he's improved. 1400 metres looks ideal for him. And Zach Burton will take the mount, the long shot in race number 2, next model. First start for a new stable, and he's trialled well down the straight 1000. He's in the play along with Goko and Dublin Star.
Righto, best for me comes up later on the day. Team Power, he's at a good price at the moment. Don't think that'll hold up though, so race 9, number 10, Team Power, Ricky Yu. And all Wong Choi, race 4, number 5. He's been short in a couple of runs, and I think if he can not get too much pressure up front, he can be right there. The play with Zhang Yin in race 7 with Everlaugh and Cheerful leader in a QQP.
All right, low-hanging fruit for me. War of Courage down the straight, back to the 1000 metres. I think very hard to beat. You can see the figures there. 6 starts, never been worse than third. And Jazz Steed, also down the straight. He should be a decent price. You'd want one about him, but a speculative selection there, Jazz Steed. QQP for me, War of Courage, Diamond Brilliant, and Good View Clarico, who comes here on a hat-trick. All right, that's Sha Tin done and dusted for this Sunday. Anyway, Happy Valley midweek. Then, boys, next weekend, Champions in Chater Cup, final Group 1 of the season, Tom.
Yeah, looking forward to it. 2,400 metres, one of only 3 races over that trip at Sha Tin. And, well, it'll be the John Moore Tony Cruz show, Paul.
Yeah, John Moore's last Group 1 runners here in Hong Kong as a local trainer. He might come back as a visiting one.
We're looking forward to that. That's the show there. Thanks for watching. On behalf of Paul, Tom and the rest of the team, hope to see you at Sha Tin on Sunday. We will be racing to win.